Hi, this is Steve Lentini, and I'm your host for Different Thinking for Different Times, Season 2, Episode 13. Today, I'd like to talk about what Muhammad said and the Christ said that Muhammad said there are no beings. There is no living thing that's more than any other living thing. So fascinating that uh, he believed that we were all equal, that nothing was different. But he also believed that no living creature was less than any other, and that all life should be protected, that it comes from the source. And Christ essentially said the same thing. So all the major prophets have talked to us about having different thinking, but most people not only believe their thinking, they defend it, and then they form groups because we want to share with like-minded people and creatures around us that'll support our beliefs rather than help us become empathetic and compassionate. Imagine all the thoughts you've had that made you better than someone, or made you better than another group, made you better than another political group. None of those mean anything because you're not more than anything and you're not less than anything. It's just about being. And on November 18th, 2002, when I left my body from intensive care in the Waltham Hospital, I was one with everything and nothing. I was not anything more than anything, and I was not less than anything. And it's fascinating because on the other side, that's all there is. You have no choice. There's no male, no female. There's no religions. There's no nationalities. And it made sense to me instantly, right? I knew I was one with everything and nothing. But I also didn't have what I call the acorn brain. I didn't have any of this judgmental stuff that we need to grow as humans, right? So without having all these years of thinking that we're better than someone or less than someone, regardless of whether it's race or sexual preference or sex or politics or you can nationalities, countries, all the different things that our little acorn brains make us think of. We need that though, so that we can learn and grow. We would not know we were in a physical existence if it was just like where we return to, right? We go back to pure consciousness, as Deepak Chopra says. We come from pure consciousness and we return to pure consciousness. And of course, I've always believed there was something much greater than ourselves. And for me, it was God. And it didn't matter what I called it because when I got on the other side on November 18th, 2002, there was no mention of religion. There was no mention of sexes or faith or nationalities or races or any of the things that we work on in our mind to make ourselves better than others or perhaps less than others. None of the experience from here, by the way, was there, except, interestingly enough, the good I had done, the lives I had touched. And that's what I'm encouraging people to do. Do good. I think Muhammad said that when you give the right hand, the left hand should not know what the right hand is doing, right? To just give, overcome that small-minded thinking and give to someone on the street who's pushing a shopping cart with cans, and somehow you end up in a conversation with them. There's no error in that. There's no mistake in that. Everything is in perfect order in a universe. And to me, since having that experience on the other side of being one with everything and nothing, I know they're all God in disguise, that this whole existence is God testing us, helping us to overcome all this small-minded thinking. I had someone the other day engage me in conversation on the way into the bagel store. And he and I chatted about what his life was like, what other people's lives were like. He was in food service at one time, but now you could see, obviously, he was homeless, and he was having some difficulty finding a place that would take his cans. So I found a way to help him without going into detail because, again, I don't want my left hand to know what my right hand was doing. But it was so gratifying, right? I know how I feel when I do good. And after that experience of November 18th, 2002, my life experience flashed before me, but only the good I had done was mentioned. That the infinite God, the divine, the goddess, the Abraham, the Muhammad, the Moshe, the Moses, the Christ, it doesn't matter what you call it, was not interested in the mistakes I had made. in what others call sin. We come here to make mistakes. We come here to learn and grow. And we have to get over ourselves. We have to get over that small-minded acorn brain thinking and do good. Imagine the invitation that this time is bringing for all of us to do good. And I can't tell you how, but somehow it's etched onto the fabric of time that I was shown that it makes a difference when you do good. And I understand that because of how I feel when I do good. So I'm urging everyone to do good. I'm building a website called 24-Hour Good News, and it's my intention to grow that over time. I'll keep you posted on that. It's not ready yet, but I'll keep you posted on that, because you look at journalists and the work they do on the television, and it's overwhelmingly negative, and they really don't serve us in times like these. They don't. And it's important for us to stop watching it, because it's the only way we'll wake up journalism to having a blend. I don't disagree with reporting some of the facts, but it has to be more balanced. It has to be, right? Humans looking for things that scare them, they find more things to scare them. But humans who are awake and in charge of their thinking, knowing, after all, they're the thinker of their thought, if they choose faith, they'll forget the news and get out there and do good and help others. Remember, the flowers are still blooming. Life is still going on. The waves are still breaking on the shore. The fish and other animals and other insects and birds, they're not worried. They're not worried. So we shouldn't worry. We should just get out and help each other. After all, there's a time for all of us when we'll return to pure consciousness, and we can't control when that is. November 13th, when I was doing that seminar in 2002, little did I know in the morning that I'd be at 3 o'clock or so in the afternoon going in an ambulance to intensive care, and 5 days later flatlining. And it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind. So we don't know when it comes. Now I got a chance I have an opportunity at a second chance at life, and I can't explain why I was gifted that, but it is truly a gift. And I'm grateful, because it helps me to be in the moment today, because that's where the divine was. So good, only the good I had done was mentioned, and there was only the now, which is where God always is. And if you just find some time to be grateful in the moment and to help whoever shows up on your radar, you'll find that the divine is in the now. But you have to prove that to yourself. Don't take my word for it. Just have a different thinking in these different times, and make your life that positive experiment, and make your life about being present and helping others, and see if it doesn't make a difference. See if it doesn't make a difference in your life. Prove it to yourself. Steve at stevelentini.com, Steve at stevelentini.com. If you'd like to come on the podcast and be a guest, I'd love to interview you, share with me your near-death experiences, or challenge me with small-minded thinking, and I'll help you break into limitless, infinite thinking. Thanks.